Few cars are as iconic as the first-gen Camaro, and the story of its inception is even more fascinating. Chevrolet was in a rush to replace the aging Nova and compete with the overnight success of the Ford Mustang. Enter Pete Estes. Pete Estes was a General Motors Institute graduate who later moved into the Oldsmobile brand as a development engineer for their engine department and later general manager. He then moved to the general management position over at Pontiac, and in 1965 was named the general manager of Chevrolet. At that time, he then began to set his eyes on a two-door F-body rear-wheel drive sport coupe, but it needed a name. As the story goes, Pete sat at his dining room table with his wife and son with 3 names on a piece of paper, and his wife pointed at one and said, "What's a Camaro?" To which Pete replied, "A friend, friendly, warm." And the name was decided. The car was introduced to the press in September of 1966, with first orders sold at dealerships not shortly after, and then began the all-out sprint. The Camaro led the Indianapolis 500 in 1967 and 1969. General Motors produced a half-an-hour movie about the car, the Camaro.
And this is the year of the Camaro.
They had a musical stage play. 4 companies of actors, dancers, orchestras, and the 67 Camaro convertible and coupe touring around 25 cities in the US and Canada. New York fashion designer David Cristal created the Camaro collection. Fashion Goes Motoring, a women's fashion line that was sold in over 450 stores across the United States. Patrons were even entered to win a free Camaro. With over 5 million Camaros sold to date since its inception nearly 6 decades ago, the Camaro's success is indisputable. Now, this here car is no ordinary first gen. The Rally Sport Hideaway headlights, lack of badges, they tell a different story. Cowl hood, tinted glass, Wilwood disc brakes, American racing wheels. Here we have a 519 horsepower LS3 crate motor, serpentine pulley belt systems, long tube headers, the motor's cammed. We have a custom intake here, oversized aluminum radiator with dual electric fans. There's an extra oil cooler up here. We have a Wilwood brake booster and master cylinder. The hood struts are also from Billet Industries. I really like the interior of this car. Power windows, Dakota gauges, a 14-inch Billet specialty steering wheel, vintage air conditioning, a Bluetooth compatible retro radio. The car also has a manual 6-speed Tremec transmission with a Hurst shifter. These Recaro bucket seats are super comfortable. I really like the leather bolsters and houndstooth inserts. The Simpson 5-point racing harnesses with the quick releases are super nice. It's personal preference, but I also really appreciate the 5-point roll cage in here. It does have removable side supports for the driver and the passenger sides. Beyond aesthetics, this car was built to be driven. QA1 coilovers, frame connectors, a 4-Lincoln replacement of the archaic leaf springs, upgraded sway bars, a mini tub kit that can fit up to a 295 tire in the rear, a Ford 9-inch in the back as well. The car has a custom hand-built 3-inch stainless steel exhaust that runs front to back with variable adjustable remote cutouts. With production of the 6th gen Camaro coming to close at the end of 2024, only General Motors knows what's in store next. But for now, we're gonna keep enjoying the Camaros we know and love, much like this one, which will be live on bringatrailer.com and will be available throughout the entire duration of the auction to help you guys out with any questions you may have. So we'll make sure that our contact information is linked down below. So please feel free to reach out with any questions, and good luck to all of our bidders.